back when dollar stores were a thing, the almighty dollar could buy you a whole bunch of stuff. Now I ain't that old, but I knew McDonald's used to have a dollar menu. Tons of restaurants had those value menus as well. Those days though are long gone because $1 can't get you jack anymore. So instead, I thought about whether or not a dollar store in this age could be feasible amidst all the closures of the 99-cent stores. I've always wondered how dollar stores can even turn a profit and remain in business because the margins, they must be super thin. Since I have empty pockets and I don't own any businesses, the next best thing is simulating what it's like to own a dollar store type business. Combining my love of shiny cardboard and being a cheapskate, I tried my hand at making a card shop that sells stuff for $1, all the while turning a profit. And I have to put this out there, but don't do this stuff in the real world. Just cause it works in game, it doesn't work out there. There's overhead, there's taxes, and there's a lot of numbers to account for accounting to figure out. I don't really think I need to explain the obvious of the whole goal here, but the point is to sell everything for $1 or below to see if I can turn a profit. That's literally the only rule. Everything must be sold for $1 or less. Going into this, I actually have no idea how to run a business. My immediate thought was to buy card packs, open them, and then buy a display case to sell the cards. I mean, that makes the most obvious sense, right? It's a card shop that sells cards. The value of the cards don't really matter because they're just shiny overpriced cardboard, which should rightly be priced at $1. In addition to the display, I bought 2 card tables which earn passive income. These have no upkeep whatsoever and no stocking required because people pay a fee to sit and play. And yes, you can set the service to $1 an hour. Other stores like to take advantage of people and charge $8, but here we firmly believe that if you want to show up and lose at card games, it will only cost you $1 an hour. Throughout the first day, I just refilled the card display and waited for people to stop using my store as a form of shelter at night. I made $37.88 on the first day, which doesn't help because the rent and light bill cost $54. I thought, well, maybe I might make more money over the next couple of days, and I couldn't be more wrong. It was good though because I learned what not to do. On the 4th day, I removed the display and shelf and left only the tables since I wanted to see if they would generate more passive income on their own. The answer is no. I filed for bankruptcy days later and took out a loan from a bank to open up another card store. This one will surely succeed, I believe wholeheartedly in it. This time, I studied the store to see what I could sell for $1 besides just cards. I came across sleeves and to my surprise, they were only 64 cents a piece. So I bought 32 card packs and I opened them up to get my store level up to 2 to unlock the sleeves, since it was the fastest way to earn experience. Also, we're gonna need the cards later anyways. One thing I didn't account for until much later was the fact that shipping is cheaper when you buy in bulk. In the first day, our profit was $9.29. It's not great, but I can afford a Happy Meal at McDonald's for that much. As I continued onward throughout the days, I did a little bit of research and found the shop level contributes to the amount of customers coming in. The higher the level, the more there are. I found this helpful website listing all the nerdy stuff for those who crave mathematical equations. This meant our profits are tied to partly our shop level because we need more customers in and out fast. As my shop level increased, I found our profits started to increase as well. When I say increase, I mean substantially to the point where we actually have sort of a livable wage. As long as it's not in California. On day 10 to day 21, I tracked how much money I earned from sleeve sales and tables. In this game, shipping is a little complicated, so I'll explain it in a simple manner. The first item you add costs $5 for shipping. The second item you add is free. The third item costs $1 more, and every other item added after that is $2 more. The one big error I made in all this was that I assumed every item I added cost $5 for shipping, when it didn't. So factoring the error I made with shipping, it averages to about $44.71 a day. It's not 100% precise because sometimes I ordered more in different batches and I really didn't feel like keeping track of every order. I know the math and the spreadsheet looks a little messy, but I assure you this is somewhat accurate. So what does this average mean exactly? It means that within 10 or so days, I earn enough to pay for a card display case, since it only costs $400. which is the next thing I bought. Oh yeah, you see that light switch? Yeah, don't touch that. Every time you turn that on, it adds about $4 or more to your light bill. I know it's tempting to lure out Nosferatu, but if you want to have $4 extra in your pocket, just go about your business in the dark. Customers don't care, so why should you? Remember day 1 I opened 32 card packs? Well, since I can afford the card display now, I can sell them for $1. I know it pains people to see this, but everything at my store is $1 and below. I believe it's fair for people to rip me off. You gotta give it back to the community, right? As the floor piled up with boxes, it eventually became a mini quicksand pit sometimes because it can't handle the amount of boxes on screen, so some boxes just disappear into the floor or they have a mini seizure. After day 21, I did a little bit of planning. I threw out my boxes on the road for the city to clean up since the store was a little bit crowded. The garbage men can take care of that. I thought about getting an upgrade for the shop since it meant it would give me 1 extra customer in the door, but that meant it would increase my rent, so instead I went with a card shop display and a few cans of Febreze. I was wondering whether or not the light switch makes a difference in customers leaving because my loyal basement dwellers, they've been playing in the dark for hours. Not surprisingly though, they're fine with it. Regardless of whether or not it does, I went with the Mr. Krabs route anyways. Besides, what I really like are some of the customers who stink and have this aura around them. It's like they're mini nightlights. It's not toxic, but it is smelly. At the time, I thought stinky customers might affect business a lot, but as it turns out, it's just a minor inconvenience for people who can't stand gamer stench. Or according to the website, it's about a 15% chance customers will leave. I attacked people on the street with my Febreze like it was pepper spray to make sure they don't bother my customers anyways. From day 21 to 31, I kept track of how much I made in addition to the card shop display that I recently put out. The results are, it's about the same, because I didn't factor in card costs, but even then you still make money. Since I have a higher shop level, it meant more customers in the store. One thing I've noticed as the days go on, the more you purchase a product, the higher the price goes up. So originally, this thing cost me 65 cents a unit. And now, it's more than 10 cents higher per unit. It really doesn't matter though, because either way we're profiting. But I thought it was important to bring out for people who want to attempt this. For those wondering what the shop upgrade would give me if I bought it, for $300 it gives me a small timeout corner at an added cost of $20 on rent. I thought, wow, I get 1 extra customer, but they ain't making me back an extra $20 a day. Now the lesson to be learned in all this is that it's a huge waste of fucking time. But we know it's possible to run a dollar card shop as long as you have a varied supplementary revenue source, and a really good start. I've also learned that for dollar stores, they make a bit of money off the volume that people buy. So whenever they go into these stores, they may pick up one item and then another and then another, and eventually it all adds up. So $1 ends up being $5 and $10 and so on. The very last thing I did for this is I bought an auto sprayer to make sure smelly people get purged. It was not worth it though, since I thought it would get rid of the stench in one go, which it didn't. I should have just bought more cards. But by the end of this, I had a pretty decent shop up and running, except the outside. The outside, it looks like crap. Also, my customers seem to really like my store. One person said, I enjoy bargain hunting in this shop. I don't really know how they keep the lights on with these prices. And to be honest, I don't know either. I don't even keep the lights on at all. Among comments like that in the review app, there were also a couple bot reviews too. I wanted 5 stars, but we can't have everything, can we, bot reviewer? So yeah, you can be profitable, but you need to have a clear strategy in mind. Otherwise it won't work. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to my current members. I appreciate all of you. And if you haven't, feel free to subscribe. It would help me out a lot. Beyond that, take care and see you guys.